if you wonder how it's possible that your inner state can change from one second to the next, that you can feel grounded, connected, loving to yourself, to feeling overwhelmed or disconnected or hopeless. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I look at these different states, and it's really helped me to have an orientation of what's actually going on inside of me. So for the first, let's say, 23, 24 years, my most visited inner state was one of feeling tight and disconnected, not feeling much of my body, and like a subtle sense of life doesn't feel all that great. And so I used to think that that's my natural state, and that there would be few exceptions from time to time where I would feel excited, alive, connected, but sooner or later I would come back to this natural state. Now, after having been on a journey for the last 6, 7 years of really diving into inner work, understanding trauma, understanding the different parts that are active inside of me, I can say that my natural state that I'm in the majority of the time is one of feeling grounded, connected, loving, curious, and open. And the reason that I've realized that that is my natural state and not the one that I described before is that I noticed that when nothing else is happening inside of me, that's what I come back to. Now, on the flip side, that means when I'm not in a state like that, when I'm not in a state of, let's say, general okayness, it doesn't have to be ecstatic, and it's also not the absence of discomfort or challenges, but it's I'm here, I'm okay, and I'm able to take on life as it comes. So when I'm not in that space, that informs me that something else is going on inside of me, that it's almost like some other layer is on top of it. Another way to say it is some part inside of me is activated, whose experience is not, I'm okay, I'm generally safe, I can take care of myself, but it might be, I'm overwhelmed, I feel disoriented, I don't know what's going on. And so it has helped me tremendously to orient myself when I'm not in a place of presence and self-love and so on, which happens every day, that I know that's not my natural state. That means something is happening inside of me. And not only something is happening inside of me, but I'm fused with it. That I cannot observe that this is happening. It's like, oh, look, there's a layer present here of disconnection, but it's like I am this layer. I cannot see it from the outside. I am it. I'm inside of it. And because of that, I do not see my natural state of presence, groundedness, and connection. So this might be a radical idea to you, but the way that I look at it is when I'm not in a place of presence and self-love, it means something in me is activated and I'm identified with it or fused with it to some degree. The reason why that's been so liberating for me to look at it this way is that I know that the state of feeling identified with a certain part or perspective inside of me, that it's something impermanent, that I realize I kind of see the bigger picture of like, okay, I know what I'm going to come back to as soon as I find a way out of this, which is I'm going to come back to presence, groundedness, and self-love. And most of the time, the most challenging part of facing your own suffering is that it feels timeless, that it feels like this is gonna stay like this forever. And so in taking on this perspective of, well, I know my natural state and I know that I will fall out of it all the time, but I know that I can come back to my natural state, that takes off a lot of the pressure when you feel something challenging going on inside of you. So when I'm identified with a certain part in me and I look at life in a very dark view, or I feel desperate or hopeless, then I know that it's not my natural state, and it kind of makes the suffering more manageable, because I know I'm not going to stay in this forever. Even if I don't find a way out right away and I shift towards my natural state, I still know that over time, my system will, even without my conscious effort, navigate itself back to a state of being grounded and connected. If you'd like to experience more of your natural state in your day-to-day life, then check out the Grounding Bootcamp. It's an 8-week individual program that I'm offering where I help people get more grounded, connected with themselves, oriented with what's going on. And you'll find the link in the description with all the details. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and leave a comment below. This would help me a lot in growing this channel and just making sure that more people get to see these videos. I hope to see you in the next one.